I'm also bitter because of this. This is my new tattoo I just got. I'm wearing my broken heart on my sleeve. I don't know if you can see it from here. People ask me, did that hurt? I'm like, not in comparison to the real broken heart that I fucking got, you know? I can't remember the last time I heard a song on the radio that made me think of my tattoo, you know? Some guy walks up to me the other day and goes, you know, you got that forever. That thing is gonna be with you forever. And I was like, yeah, so's your fucking ugly face, pal, you know? I can always wear a watch to cover my tattoo. You're gonna look like a dickhead with a bag over your head, you know? I broke up with my girlfriend not too long ago, so I've been out dating, man. I hate dating. Dating is the worst experience in America, because women have got a bad attitude. Guys, back me up on this. What the fuck's with these women, you know? I'm driving around for 45 minutes the other day with this young lady on a date, and she's going off on men, how we have these one-track minds and we only think about one thing all the time, and we're so pissed off we don't get this one thing. I didn't know what the one thing was, but I realized by her attitude I wasn't going to get a blowjob that night. And it was amazing. After about an hour, I couldn't handle this. I said, fuck this shit. I rang the bell. I told the bus driver, let me off. I'll walk home from here. I don't need this crap. Not at all. Not at all. No, seriously though, yeah, there's so much other crazy shit going on, you know. I was walking through the park because I'm unemployed, and so I was walking through the park. I saw this group of kids playing Cowboys and Indians the other day. And it amazed me because things have changed so much in the past 20 plus years since I was a little kid. And these kids were playing Cowboys and Indians. They had their toy tomahawks, their toy bows and arrows and rifles, and they were running around. The Indians were going, woo, and the Cowboys are whooping it up with their hats and all that shit. And I was thinking back to when I was a kid, the realism that we had. See, because when I was a kid, the Cowboys got the Indians drunk, raped their women, and stole everything they had. But, of course, I was always busy picking cotton down on the plantation, so... reality, man, reality. It's time for a special part of the show. It's for my good friend Tony, who's out there. You're going to see him in a little while. Tony and Scott. This part of the show is dedicated just to them. It's the part of the show I like to call Dave's Black Superstar Profiles, which is a part when... for those of you that have ever seen it before, it's a puppet show that I do. I make my own puppets and I sell them too, so if you're interested in getting them, come see me after the show. It's a part of the show where I educate you a little bit about Black Americana, African-American history, through the use of puppets. Let me get my puppets out of here. And here are my puppets, and I'm tell you a little story right now about a great black man. His name's Nat Turner. And for those of you that don't know who he is, just sit back and enjoy my little story here. All right. One day, a long time ago, in a place called the South, there was a black man who happened to be a slave, and that man's name was Nat Turner. Say hello to the people, Nat. Hi, people. How you doing? And this is Nat's massa. We'll call him White Devil Man. Say something. Hey, how you doing? So anyway, one day, Nat, it's a hot August afternoon, he's out on the plantation picking cotton, and Nat says to himself, he says, damn, it sure do be hot out here. I wish I had me some Kool-Aid or some Gatorade or some government aid or some sort of aid. But unbeknownst to me, it's the 1800s, and I'm a poor black man. And 100 years from now, I'm still going to be a poor black man. And the government's going to treat me like shit. If my name was Rodney King, they'd pull my ass out the car and beat me down like a low-down motherfucker. And the White Devil Man comes up to Nat and says, hey, Nat, pick that cotton a little faster. I don't think you're picking that cotton fast enough for me, so go pick it. And Nat says, Master, I'm picking the cotton as fast as I can. You know, you just give me a break. And Master says, hey, look, Nat, I don't want any crap from you. Now, excuse me while I go rape your woman and pollute your bloodstream. And Nat says, yo, man, fuck that shit. And he killed Master. And he killed him. And his guts splattered out all over the place. And it was a horrible, gory thing. And then Nat and a bunch of other black people went on a rampage and killed 57 whole white people. And that's why Nat is Dave's Black Superstar Profile. The moral of the story is this. Get that off my chest, man. Get that shit off my chest. Off my chest. And also, I read newspapers from all over the country. Reading the paper from Hartford, Connecticut, which is where I was born, I might add, about a week ago. His family went to, who cares though, Hartford, Connecticut. Toys R Us. Family goes to Toys R Us and buys a videotape, a Cinderella videotape. They got it home, and lo and behold, it was actually a porno video. It had been substituted, true story, porno video had been substituted for the Cinderella videotape. So, of course, they decided to sue the company that they bought it from. Here's the kicker. They bought the videotape back in 1989. Were they watching it a couple times first to make sure they got the wrong tape here? Are you sure that's where the glass slipper goes, honey? It's stupidity, man. It's stupidity in this country. I was reading in the Sunday Oregonian last Saturday, which is the most incredible thing, that you can read what's going to happen on Sunday on Saturday. Okay? You think about that. Reading in the Sunday Oregonian, the science section, about a mental affliction called agoraphobia by applause. Who knows what agoraphobia is? for those of you people that don't know, agoraphobia is a mental affliction you suffer from. You can't go out in public places and be around people. As it turns out, Emmanuel Hospital is having a workshop for people with agoraphobia, and I'm thinking to myself, who the fuck's gonna be there? You know, maybe guys that dig chicks with agoraphobia or something, I don't know. That way they never have to leave the house with them. Where are you going, sweetheart? I'm going out, but you can't go because you're too fucked in the head. There's people out there. We live in a fucking society with comedy karaoke, man. That's sick, man. I'm sorry, I'm going to go off on a tirade, so I'm not even going to get started on that shit. What I am going to talk about is why I'm so bitter with life. I was engaged to be married, for some of you that don't know that, and I had a horrible mishap about a year or 7 months or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. Time has no meaning anymore. But my girlfriend left me, and I'll tell you the story why. First off, we need to clear up one thing. I hate cats. Okay? I fucking despise cats. Cats were put out. Who here is with me? Who here hates cats? By applause. Okay. Cats. Meow, 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 meow. What do you want? You want to go outside? You let the fucking piece of shit outside. 5 seconds later, meow, 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 meow. What do you want to come back inside? You let it inside. Meow, meow, meow. What the fuck? You want some food? You pour the fucking thing some food. Meow, meow. What do you want? Some fucking... I hate cats. With that in mind, I just killed my girlfriend's cat, okay? And this is a true story, and it was an accident, okay? I mean, what happens is the cat had jumped on my foot like it does every morning, and every morning I would kick it across the room. And I guess this one particular morning I kicked the thing a little too hard because it slammed against the wall of the living room, and it made this noise like this. I fell down. I wasn't moving, man. So I walk over to the thing, and it's dead. I'd broken its neck, you know, go figure. Like, I give a shit about that. But I realized my girlfriend's gonna be pissed. My girlfriend, this is her cat. She's had this cat longer than she's had me. And so well, how the hell am I gonna do this? So I decided I'm gonna make this look like an accident. So I took the bookcase with the Encyclopedia World Britannica series over, and I tipped it over onto the cat's back. And I figured she's gonna come home and find this dead cat, and she'll figure it's an accident, you know. So I go to work, I come home later on, and she's in the living room crying. And the cat's nowhere to be found, so I'm like, cool, she found it, got rid of this fucking thing, right? And I see she's crying, so I ask her, sweetheart, what's the matter? Ralph died. And Ralph, who the fuck names their cat Ralph, okay? Ralph is dead. And I have to act shocked. Oh my God, Ralph died. Yeah, the bookcase came over and it protected it, must have broken his back, and I just feel so bad. Oh, sweetheart, I feel so bad for you. So, I tell her I'm going to be a nice guy, which was the first time I've ever done that in the whole relationship. I decided I was going to cook her dinner to make her feel better. The story is going somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. So I go into the kitchen, and I decide to make a salad first. So I open up the lettuce crisper, and first thing that runs in my head is, how long does lettuce have to sit there before it goes black fur and eyes? When it dawns on me that my psychotic girlfriend has put the cat in the lettuce crisper. Sweetheart, why is the cat in the lettuce crisper? And she says to me, well, I wanted to bury him over at my mom's place, but I'm not going there till next month, so we have to keep him in the refrigerator. That was my response. Well, actually, I said, what the fuck is that shit? Keep the fucking cat. You don't keep a cat. You throw this shit out, man. When your goldfish dies, you flush that shit down the toilet, right? She goes, you want me to flush him down the toilet? I said, no, he's not going to fit. Your tampons don't fit down the toilet. I had to call the plumber last month. You fucking just throw that shit in the garbage. So she starts freaking out and crying even more. And I go, okay, we'll compromise. We'll put the cat in the fucking freezer, right? That way he'll stay fresh. Put him in a Ziploc. And she starts crying even more. And I tell her, look, we'll put some, baking powder in there, and the Haagen-Dazs is going to taste fine. And she starts crying even more. And she's just going on about, oh, you're such a wonderful boyfriend. I love you so much, and I don't know how to tell you this. And I'm like, hey, it's no big deal. We put it in the fucking freezer. She goes, well, that's not it. I cheated on you. You what? Remember last month when I went out with those girls from work and I said I spent the night at Cindy's house? Well, what I really did is I met some guy and I got drunk and I accidentally fucked him. Accidentally. Thank you. Accidentally. Chernobyl was an accident. The Space Shuttle Challenger was an accident. Let me see if I got this straight, sweetheart. You went to a bar, had a bit too much to drink, and you walked out. And there, laid in the sidewalk, was a naked man with an erect penis. And you happened to fall, pussy first, onto that erect penis. It was an accident. It was I gotta get going here in a sec, but I think the thing I love most about America these days is television. Not just any television, black television. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but every single station has all black shows on it. You got the Cosby Show, you got A Different World, you got professional basketball. And when you're watching these television shows, I don't know if you ever noticed this, but they have these all-black commercials, too. And I guess it's obvious that some white ad executive was thinking, well, the coloreds are watching TV, let's get them to buy something while we're at it. I was watching television the other day, and these images are so total. I mean, they got this gospel choir doing an ad for Safeway. How come when there's white people, you never have the Mormon Tabernacle Choir? You know, what the fuck's with that shit? But I'm watching television the other day, and I saw this commercial. Yeah, I got my bitches out on the street, right? You know, because they hoes, right? And I'm their pimp, right? And I'm out there every day trying to make ends meet in the hectic day-to-day life of the inner city, right? You know, things is real fucked up, man. Racist cops pull you out of your car and beat your ass down, man. Punk kids dealing crack, shooting each other over $150 pair of shoes, man. What's up with that shit? Right about 11 o'clock, I start to get real hungry. That's when I break open the Snickers bar. Pack full of peanuts, that shit really satisfies my hunger. Thanks a lot, man.